Davis over Cadamateri. Should Jamaica make the bold striker move? This is a big one on Premier 7. Join right now for the big chat. Sometimes change was good, sometimes it was even exactly what you needed. A quote written by Jamie O. Carneal, as it speaks to the current need for improvement, read the Jamaica men's national team. And today is the 28th of January 2026 on a Wednesday. I mean, the time is boiling down. People, I have to say, I'm happy that you're here to listen to what I have to say because I am very much interested in seeing what improvements the JFF will bring forth before March 2026. The topic below is Davis over Cadamateri. Should Jamaica make the bold striker move? People, this is one that, it is somewhat controversial, but Jamaica definitely needs improvement before that specific date. Because the fact is that not all departments will improve, but Jamaica fails to score goals. And can Davis be the man that Jamaica decide on getting? So Bailey Cadamateri currently leads Jamaica front line alongside a Shamar Nicholson. But should the Reggae Boyz make a bold move to bring in Keinan Davis as a new focal point? I mean, you're here to hear the details. But before I do that, people, you're seeing on screen that I have 2,744 subscribers. So if you're new, please go ahead and subscribe. Premier 7 is on the road to 3,000 subscribers, and I believe that this video can at least help in reaching that point. And massive shout out to all those persons who currently supports Premier 7. I always respect your interaction with the channel. So let's dive into the importance of today's video because I want to see Jamaica reach further. So the thing is, Cadamateri isn't a bad option, and he's known to be one brown man. Remember that goal that he scored against, I think, Trinidad, if I'm not mistaken? He was that man who lit up the stadium, and we were saying, yes, yes, yes. But nothing else happens afterwards, and normally, if a striker is in good form, then it will be maintained. If he is not scoring goals, then he is contributing otherwise. But the man himself in Keinan Davis, who is playing in Italy for Udinese, he has been consistent in most parts. And I think Jamaica has to go about in getting this player. So, the current setup with Cadamateri. Before I talk about that, people, I have done a video yesterday on the 27th. I was somewhat surprised because of the channel banner. The 27th of January. And it was based on the mentality of Jamaican footballers. And I used a specific name in a Jadon Sancho, a topic, what Jadon Sancho, for correction, career teaches Jamaican footballers about mentality. I am not impressed with the views because I think this was something that Jamaican footballers should hear. I'm seeing so far 148 views in 21 hours. In case some persons don't like this video. However, a big shout out to Talking Ball. He said, yo, big up. I read how you always start your videos, them with a quote relating to the topics we are talk about. Go and do it. And of course, big shout out to him. I mean, he's a YouTuber as well. So you can check him out at Go Entertainment. That is where he done his coverage as well for the Jamaica men's national team based on my understanding. So you can give him a like or whatever when you take the time out to watch his videos. All right, so back to base. The current setup with Cadamateri. And I always will say this, Premier 7 is a platform that is not here to present anything biased, and I'm not here to pull on anyone. All right, so Bailey Cadamateri brings peace, movement, and present energy. At club level, he thrives on running in behind the fence and linking quick transitions. That fits Jamaica counter-attacking style. However, when Jamaica faces compact or physical defense, Cadamateri can become isolated without a strong presence to hold the ball up front. Attacks often break down too early. And we have seen that in the previous qualifications games. Cadamateri is not strong enough to hold on to the plays. You know, in a compact system, let's say Congo is a target for us. Can he break down a Congo defense line? I don't think so, And Jamaica cannot just hit Congo on the counter like that because Congo is better than Jamaica in almost, if not all, forms. Whether it is physicality, pace, tactics. So we are seeing that Kadamatiri may not be the best option to lead the front line. And I mean, looking at his current performances, Kadamatiri isn't in his best form. I would love to see him though on the bench. I have to say this though. I'm not writing Kadamatiri off because he deserves to be in the squad. He's a young player. He have a lot of potential and he can make an impact from the bench. But 28 appearances, 2 goals, 79 starting 11. He's making some appearances, which is pretty good, keeping himself fit. 80 minutes covered, and of course, 11 goal participation. It proves that the striker, the Jamaican striker, he is still representing at the championship level. And that shows me then that even though he may not be on the best form, he is playing some football. And that is something Jamaica has to consider, though, in not to say drop the player from the squad, but to give him a chance from the bench, depending on the tactical awareness of the oppositions. All right, so this is a man now. Why Davis changes the equation. But before I talk about Keinan Davis, how about a reflection on what he has been doing for himself in the game of football? I see this player, based on just the eye test in a few seconds, that he's a mixture of a Mikel Antonio and a Lukaku. The last part of the video that you saw, how he move his body, that reminds me of Lukaku, and his power is similar to Antonio. I mean, then again, it proved then that this guy would be good with his back to goal. But anyway, if you like what I'm saying so far, people, you can just drop your comment instantaneously. All right, so of course, Keinan Davis offers a completely different striker profile. He builds for physical battles, hold up play, and occupying center backs, which is brilliant. This is what Jamaica needs. At club level, his ability to shield the ball and bring teammates into play stands out. For Jamaica, that means more sustained attacks and a reliable target when playing direct. He can play on the counter, but he's a person who can hold on to the play and let other players run ahead of him. I mean, he was a player who I recommend for Jamaica. You can check my previous videos. He was one of those strikers for which I said Jamaica should go for Keinan Davis because he reminds me of a Michael Antonio, or I said something like he would be an upgrade to Michael Antonio. While persons were talking about Archer and Campbell, I talk about them as well, but my preference to some extent was swinging in favor of a Keinan Davis or a Campbell, but I mean, I think this guy would more so want to play for Jamaica more than the other two. But I mean, what is going to happen though? Let's talk about the tactical impact. So, with Davis leading the line, players like Leon Bailey and Bobby Reid will gain more freedom to attack spaces off and, you know, be a point of reference to receive the ball. Midfielders can push higher, knowing there's someone ahead who can receive under pressure. Meanwhile, Cadamateri becomes a dangerous impact substitute, as I've said earlier, wrote, using his pace against tired defenses. I think Jamaica should get this guy right now, Keinan Davis, and let him even play against Caledonia. Because if we don't get him before such game and Jamaica is gonna play a friendly, should they beat New Caledonia and we get him for Congo, how will he understand Jamaica football? People, I am just so frustrated with what the JFF is doing. I know it is not an easy task, but it has been too long that they are not getting the players who can make the country better. Players who I think will be willing to represent. But anyway, moving forward to preparing for physical opponents. So if Jamaica advances to face the team Congo itself, physicality will define the match. Strong defenders, aerial duels, tight spaces. In those moments, a striker who can battle, win fouls, and keep possession upfield becomes a vital player. Keinan Davis, people. Keinan Davis again, people. He fits the role that Jamaica needs. If I should choose two striker right now to represent Jamaica, I am sorry. I will just say Keinan Davis, a Bailey Cadamateri, or a Tyrese Campbell. Maybe some person would say Archer, or some would say Juan Rima Satan in a Shamar Nicholson. But I mean, it is not about the players who have been playing too long or has been fighting for the badge. It's right now. It's about getting the best players to carry us further. We cannot use our emotions to make decisions, but people, I will not stress that because I know some persons like to be emotional. But anyway, the bold move. So choosing Davis over Cadamateri isn't about favoritism. I'm telling you, it's about selecting the right tool for the challenges ahead. Jamaica needs greater presence, better ball retention, and more variety in attack. Davis offers this option. People, you know why we did not qualify for the World Cup? Even though we did not get all of the players and the tactics were bad, our midfield was a big issue and our defense overworked. And our front line was poor. Our defense to me was the best because if it wasn't for those defenders, we would have been conceding so many goals. And we did concede some because the midfield was weak and the front line did not finish their chances. It is frustrating me up to this date, you know. You know what? I cannot even think about the Curacao game because three opportunities came and we missed all three. Hit the crossbar. The defender in our Gregory, the balls that persons are healing high, he misses also, and Kadamatiri. We need a striker who, if he gets one chance in that competitive game, should we beat Caledonia and face Congo, he put the ball to bed. Get in a Keinan Davis, people. But anyway, so Keinan Davis or Kadamatiri. You choose, but I choose who I think should be in the starting 11 for Jamaica. I mean, if we want to take the next step in the rightful direction, bring in a Keinan Davis and you place a Kadamateri on the bench. So, people, what is your say on the topic? Davis over Kadamateri. Should Jamaica make the bold striker move? It's not in my hands. It is for the JFF to do. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, people. And remember that the road is to 3,000 subscribers. People, may I ask you this from last year, November? Wanna move some man? Anyway, you have a good day. Respond to the video and I will reply to your comments as well. Take care. Goodbye until we meet again.